Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So really exciting video for you today. We're going to be taking a look at this, which is the NECA Terminator 2 Kenner inspired power arm Terminator. So for those of you guys who've been following my channel recently, you'll know that I've said many times that I deeply regret not picking up this figure at the toy fair back in, when was it? Was it March? Yeah, March. And I honestly believe that I would never be able to find another one of these, and yet here we are. So I'm very, very excited to be taking a look at this guy. Very awesome packaging. I have already opened him, just kind of cut the thing there, but it does close pretty well. So we'll have a look at the packaging. You've got the Kenner-inspired NECA logo in the Kenner font, and then you have the backdrop of the packaging, which is inspired by that original Kenner wave of toys. Sorry, the pulse rifle's a bit loose in there. Plasma rifle, not pulse. On the back, much the same as the Metal Mash endoskeleton, you've got this kind of Kenner-inspired tribute on the back, showing off all the various different figures in the Terminator wave. NECA real toys. And then, of course, you do have the figure himself displayed in this very nice clear window box in all of his glory. So, without any further ado, let's get him out the packaging. Okay, so here he is out the box, and first impressions, he's absolutely incredible. I'm not gonna lie, I think this is definitely one of the more weird interpretations of the character. I never understood what it was about the older toys making his shirt pink, but I have to say, I think, this is just my personal opinion, but I actually really, really like it. I don't know if it was something to make it look more, I don't know, kid-friendly, like instead of it just being all black, because, he does have a very dark color palette, so I guess they Kenner did this in order to make it more approachable for children. And yeah, I think NECA have really captured that original aesthetic, obviously using the modern updated sculpts that you would see on their figures, but still maintaining that traditional Kenner Toys look. This is absolutely fantastic. One of the things I really love about this is the detail on the head. I think that is just exceptional. That is brilliant. The way all the paint's been added, and you've even got a sort of 5 o'clock shadow on his jaw, so that's really nice. I think this is actually better painted than the ultimate release of this guy. Not this guy, the proper Terminator 2 Arnold. Oh, I just think that's brilliant. The way they've got that darker glossy red, it really does look like blood. And then you've also got it on the back of his head there, which is nice. Got all the bullet holes. So this is just very much a part reuse, like I said, of the Ultimate Terminator. However, they've given him the arms from, I believe it's Dutch, from Predator. On this side and this side if you choose to, and they've the only thing that's really completely brand new is the power arm. Everything else is just a reuse. I believe this head sculpt also came with the Ultimate T800, and I think the steel mill version that was released years and years ago, back before they had leg articulation. So yeah, even the sort of bandolier here is a reuse from the Ultimate T800. So yeah, if you guys own that figure, you'll pretty much know what to expect with this one. However, it just has a little something extra, obviously, in the form of this enormous power arm. But I think the sleeveless jacket is just so... There's something so 80s about it, and that's what I really like. And it's so strange. I think the reason why they've done this, and just to bring in this Kenner toy here, sadly I don't have the Kenner version of him. I would have loved to have done a comparison, but a lot of the Arnold figures had sleeveless shirts, So, you know, you got to see those really big muscles and everything. And I think that's what they've captured here by using the Dutch arms. So, yeah, I think they've done a really, really good job with that. So, in terms of articulation, the head can go side to side. It can't do a full 360 because you'll scratch the paint off. It can also lean from side to side as well as go forward and back. Once again, you just want to be careful because, as you can see, I've marked the paint there. A lot of people said that this head was very easy to pop off. That's not the case with mine. Mine's on there actually quite tight. So you could remove this bandolier if you wanted to, if you popped off the head and just slipped it off. But sadly, I can't really get my head up. Well, I probably could if I, you know, but I don't want to because, you know, it's NECA. Old NECA. His arm, this arm, can come out to roughly 90 degrees, but it is hindered slightly. You have a 90-degree bend at the elbow, as well as a full 360 on there. Then you have a full 360 at the hand. It can move backward and forward slightly, but I don't think that's intentional. I think that's just the joint, so don't do it because you might snap the hand off. You have a full 360 at the waist. With the power arm, it can come out slightly and go in quite a lot. It can also go forward and back there, as well as do a full rotation. And then it can also bend right the way up to there because it's on a screw joint here. So you can bend it right the way forward, and then it will even go back slightly as well. So yeah, that's really cool. So you can have it like it's a gun, you know, which is very cool. With the original Kenner one, I think you could only have it as one solid piece. So yeah, that's definitely an upgrade. For the legs, they can kick forward as well as swivel and come out to the sides. Then you have a rough 90-degree bend on the knee, as well as a rotation and forward and back and side to side at the boot. So yeah, like I said, if you guys own the Ultimate T800, you're going to pretty much know everything there is to know with this figure. It's pretty much just the power arm that really makes this stand out. Now, it does come included with a swappable other standard arm, but I have heard horror stories of people trying to get this off and breaking it, and I think they said you need to get pliers and actually kind of ply it out, which I don't want to do. It's nice that they give you the option. I think the idea is if you have the pulse rifle in his hand, you know, this hand would hold it like that, and you just have him with the pulse rifle. Personally, because he is the power arm Terminator, of course I'm going to display him with his power arm. So yeah, while it's a nice inclusion, it's not really something I'd use. The pulse rifle, it's the standard, you know, if you've got the endoskeletons or most Terminator figures, you've seen this before. And if his hand is sculpted really well to hold it, so if you want to put it in, it's simple enough. Just clips in there nicely. And I really like that because you can have him with the pulse rifle and the power arm. So yeah, he's like, come on. But yeah, let's take that out. So now we're going to get onto the accessories that really make this figure, well, great. So with the Kenner version, you actually had two swappable arms. Now this is the one thing that I don't like about this figure. You had this arm, which is the gun, that would fire this little dart. The Kenner version would actually shoot it. This can't do that, it's just sculpted. But it does clip in there quite nicely, so it really completes the look, you know, and that's really what the Kenner figure looked like. You had this dart on the end of it, so that's really cool. However, on the Kenner version, and this is why I really wish I had it for comparison, you also had a claw arm. Now, sadly, NECA have been quite cheap here, and it's probably a good thing because I can't get this arm off, like I said. So, you know, but the Kenner version had an entirely separate arm with a claw on it. And what is cool about this one is it can actually clamp. And it's got articulation in several places and even working pistons. So that's really cool. I really like that. So you can have it like fully open as if it's about to grab something, or you can have it fully closed, or somewhere in between. You know, it really is up to you. And unfortunately, instead of getting the other arm, NECA have kind of just said, well, you can plug that as well in there and have this. But that doesn't make sense because this is a gun. It's not the claw arm, if that makes sense. So really, it was more of a cyborg arm, but with that claw on the end of it. Whereas this is the gun. So the gun is supposed to go with the dart, but instead NECA have kind of just said, well, if you want the claw, you've got to plug it into the end of the gun. And it still looks nice, like, you know, but I think people who own the original Kenner figure will probably be a bit disappointed by that. I still think it looks nice, I still think it looks cool, but yeah, it's like, this is obviously, like, you look at the shape of it and you look at the design, that's obviously meant to be a gun, and it's even got the magazine here, so sticking a great big claw on the end of it doesn't really make sense, which is why when I display him, I'm gonna have the dart in there, you know, because that just makes sense. So, you know, that's, I don't know, that's just me. But once again, I love the paint apps on this head. I love the Terminator head under there. You know, that's very Kenner. Like you can see, a lot of the Kenner figures had the swappable heads where you could see the Terminator on the inside. And they had the swappable arms and things that would show the Terminator arm. So yeah, you really can see, like, even comparing it with this one, even though it's not the correct figure, you can really see where the inspiration comes in. Now, unfortunately, and I'm not surprised by this because this is old NECA, this figure does suffer with loose joints, particularly loose feet. This guy likes to fall over, so I really have to make sure that I get the balance right, otherwise, you know, it's not going to end well. So I might tighten up those joints maybe. Some people say use nail varnish and stuff and just tighten it up slightly. We'll have to see. But it's not terrible. Actually, for this review, he's standing really, really well. Usually I do have to lean him back slightly. But yeah. Overall, though, it's still a very good figure. And honestly, guys, when I came across this at the toy fair, I was doing cartwheels. Like, honestly, I was so happy. And honestly, guys, if you can track this guy down for a decent price, don't pass on him, because I think out of all of the Kenner figures that NECA have ever done, I think this has to be my favourite, at least when it comes to the Terminator line. And so that's about it for this review. I really hope you liked it, guys, and if you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you think of this figure. Do you have him? Are you planning on getting him? And do you have the original Kenner version? Because I know one of my friends does, and very soon I'm going to bring him on the channel, and we're going to do a great video where we compare the older figures to the newer NECA counterparts. I think that's going to be really fun, so stay tuned to the channel for that, guys. And please share these videos, guys, because YouTube really likes it when you do that. You know, it seems to encourage the algorithm. And be sure to leave a like, you know, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to join the Warren. So I appreciate all of you very much. Thank you for watching this video. Stay safe and happy wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.